And the enviros are such nut jobs. I've been sitting on this piece for a while. I can't read it all. It's too long. In the commie left website called Salon. Listen to this headline. The surprisingly large carbon paw print of your beloved pet. Your dog. Do you know what kind of carbon paw print your dog creates? We need to do something about that. This article originally appeared in Alternet. I have no idea what it is, but it sounds horrible. Last week, President Obama, here's how Larry Schwartz writes. Obama announced a historic climate change agreement with Chinese President Xi Jinping, aimed at drastically, I don't know how to pronounce it. Excuse me, my Chinese is a little rusty. Aimed at drastically curtailing carbon emissions into the... Hey, look, sometimes I make myself laugh. What do you want? Aimed at drastically curtailing carbon emissions into the atmosphere, the goal is to rein in the carbon footprints of the planet's two major polluters, the U.S. and China. And of course, like everything else, China gets away with it, and we will restrict ourselves, and that's Obama's goal anyway. But here we go. Cats and dogs eat meat-based diets, and we all know that is the most energy-intensive diet there is. I didn't know that, but who cares? Then there's the staggering amount of bacteria-laden fecal material these beloved creatures produce. American dogs alone are responsible for 10 million tons of waste a year. Well, liberals are responsible for a lot more than that. Can anything be done to make our pets more planet-friendly? I told you there's no end to these kooks. There's no end to their designs on us, on our lifestyles. They will not leave us alone. You consider yourself an environmentalist? Actually, I don't. I've got an SUV, I'm a meat eater, and I'm not against dogs and their fecal matter. What do you think of that? You consider yourself an environmentalist and are considering ditching the gas-guzzling SUV you bought a few years ago in order to reduce your carbon footprint. You might want to think of ditching Bowser instead. An average-sized dog consumes about 360 pounds of meat in a year and about 210 pounds of cereal. Taking into account the amount of land it takes to generate... This is how sick these bastards are. That amount of food and the energy used, that makes your dog quite the carbon hound. A 2009 study by New Zealand's Victoria University of Wellington. You know, I was accepted to that school once, Mr. Producer. Did I ever tell you that? Oh, yes. Concluded that pet dogs, not really, have carbon paw prints double that of a typical SUV. Well, then I guess I need to get some more dogs. John Barrett of the Stockholm Environmental Institute in York, Great Britain, confirmed the results of the New Zealand study. I say owning a dog really is quite an extravagance, mainly because of the carbon footprint of the meat, he said. Okay, so maybe Bowser needs to go. How about Mittens, the fool writes? Well, Mittens is better than Bowser, but she still leaves a carbon paw print equal to that of driving a compact car for a solid year. The average carbon paw print of a dog or cat is higher than an average human from countries like Haiti or Afghanistan. Well, that's a good comparison. While we love our pets, they share a propensity to wreak havoc on the world, and not just by generating carbon. In Great Britain, for example, there are around 8 million cats who yearly kill, conservatively estimated, around 200 million wild animals, including many threatened songbirds and other species. That's around 25 kills per feline. You know, it must be really a lousy existence to be a leftist. It really must. Self-hating, hate your country, hate domesticated animals, hate dogs, man's best friend, picking on cats. It must be a really bleak, miserable existence to be a leftist.